Hi, welcome to Lockdown Singing Exercises Week 1. My name's Jon Grave and I'm a professional tenor and lecturer at the University of Chichester Conservatoire. Many of us are really struggling to practice at the moment. Perhaps we have lots of extra family members stuck at home with us or neighbours complaining. So here are some exercises that will allow you to continue your singing practice, but in a less noisy manner. They've all been developed using Noise Track app on the App Store, which I particularly like. It's a free app, but it tells us when our voice goes from speech level into singing volume. And all of these exercises are at speech volume or lower. Now, many of us feel very self-conscious singing at home, strangely, particularly with family members or close friends. So it might seem obvious, but the first step is to try and find a location as far away from everyone as you possibly can. In my case, I'm hiding down here in the basement, but you might have a garage or garden shed that you can actually go and sing in as long as you wrap up warm in the winter. One of the aspects of singing we often overlook is the physical. So this warm-up exercise is to get our body really centered. So bring your feet shoulder width apart, arms by your side, and just close your eyes for a second. And then gradually lean forward onto your toes, a bit like you're a ski jumper, and find that place just before your balance tips over. Then go back the other way onto your heels, so you're leaning back again as far as you can without falling over. And then come right back to the center, and hopefully you'll really notice the connection of both feet should be feeling equal on the floor. Give your knees a bit of a shake and open your eyes, and you might hopefully feeling a little bit more centered than usual. Obviously, breathing is another thing that's really important for us singing, and fortunately is generally pretty quiet. So this exercise is taken from my time as a professional trumpeter, and it's called small dog, medium dog, large dog. So our small dog, if you can imagine a little puppy panting. Not only is this really good fun, but actually it widens our throat. We call that retraction, and really helps get rid of any tension in there. We then move to our medium dog, maybe picture a Labrador or something like that. And then you might feel that a little bit lower down, maybe more work going on in your intercostal muscles just below your ribs. Finally, we have our big dog. And you'll see there's a lot more involvement and opening of the chest happening there. Now, each week we're going to have a quiet singing trick. And this week it's the Siren. Many of you will be familiar with the Siren. It's a staple of Estill singing technique and pretty common these days. If you don't know how to do it, if you take the word sing and just hold the sound at the end and then slide around on that. Sing. And you'll hear it sounds a bit like a siren, hence the name. However, this exercise is often done quite forcefully. And this can sort of help to create a bit of tension in the throat. So I prefer to do this really, really gently, which is not only useful for when we're trying to sing quietly, but also great as a warm-up, perhaps if you're feeling a bit under the weather, or if we're out in public and we can't find a place to sing. So I'd suggest take a register, perhaps the bottom of your middle register, and we're going to just gradually tease the voice higher, almost like you're stretching some chewing gum as you get higher. And this exercise is fabulous for extending your upper register as long as you keep it really light. So have your own go, but see how high you can go. You might find after a few goes you can almost get an octave above the top of your normal range. Now, we're going to have a acting exercise each week, because this is, again, an equally important part of singing, whatever your genre. And this week's is going to be the imagination. So I love these exercises because they also help engage our support in our lower body. So I'd like you to imagine you've been nominated for the Oscars or some other prestigious award, and you're sitting there waiting for the winner's name to be read out. So there's going to be a lot of anticipation and excitement. And then imagine what would happen to your voice if you actually won. It would let it go really high as you do that. We can do the same with other emotions. So imagine you're really distraught. And we can try any other emotions you can think of. So there's your imagination exercise for this week. Now, the final thing we can do is our Siren, but this time we turn it into what's called a Myrin, which is mouthing the words along with the Siren. And we're going to do this with some repertoire that we're learning. So in my case, I'm going to go for Bring Him Home from Les Mis. And what I'd suggest is find a backing track on YouTube. There are many available for most songs. And it's actually really good to try different backing tracks, because that makes you more flexible as a performer the more different speeds you're used to. So I'm going to Myrin the beginning of Bring Him Home. So I'm just doing my sound, but this time with the words. So I'll demonstrate for you. So you see how easy it is to sing through the song, and you can do this many times. It's as long as you approach this exercise really lightly, you're barely using any effort. It's very thin vocal folds, and you'll find you can sing for hours this way. And actually, when you do finally come back to real singing, hopefully you'll also discover it's taken a bit of the pressure off your voice. I'll be back next week with some more exercises, and I hope that was of some use to you.